Hello, welcome to the National Real Estate Post. Don't forget, if you are a wholesale account executive and you're looking for a new home, Remen Wholesale, they're looking for you. They'd like to talk to you. If you want a discreet conversation, looking for a new home, click this banner you see right here over on your right. They're a great organization.
They're a great organization, you know, and I remember that, Frank. There's a lot of companies and people that I like, and I don't forget that.
Right.
Because, you know, how soon we often forget these things, don't we?
It's true. It is true.
And now, isn't that always the case?
Pretty much.
I mean, you hear it in phrases like, we will never forget, you know, and then a few years later, it's like, so who's playing at the game tonight?
Right, yeah.
Oh, and speaking of sports, it reminds me of, the baseball strike.
Yeah, I remember.
Fans swore that they would never, ever go back to a game again. Then Sammy, Mark, and Barry, they all juiced up on D-ball and started jacking 500-foot home runs every other plate appearance. And every ballpark in the country was maxed up capacity. All was forgiven and all was forgotten.
Right, so I guess you're not surprised when we see this phenomenon hit the housing industry. What are we talking about? I'm going to tell you what we're talking about. It's the nonprofit, the National Foundation for Credit Counseling.
Okay.
That's the nonprofit.
All right,
and now these guys are supported by, and I guess that means funded by,
Yeah, okay.
the likes of Wells Fargo, Zillow,
Big,
Citi,
big,
Chase,
big,
Experian,
big,
Visa, and so
big.
many more. Yeah, these are the guys. Okay?
Right.
These are those guys who
They're big.
I'm the guy.
Stop saying you're the guy. We all know that you're not the guy.
He's not the guy.
I'm the guy.
Okay, so they just hired a new CEO,
Oh, did
right?
they?
They did, and her name is Rebecca Steele.
Now, you said CEO, Frank.
Right.
Okay, so that's Chief Executive Officer.
Top dog.
Not Vice Chief Officer,
No,
or not
no.
Chief and Lieu Officer, or
No.
even Interim Chief Executive Officer. No, none of those. She is straight out right now the chief of this big nonprofit organization.
Yeah, so-
She's a big dog.
Yeah, why is that important?
Because a well-respected, well-funded by everybody in the industry nonprofit just hired the person who is known as the face of the housing crisis.
What?
Say what?
What are you
Yeah.
talking about, the face of the housing crisis?
Yes, she is the
Really?
face. Yes, she is the face of the housing crisis.
Okay.
So you haven't heard of her?
No.
Well, I hadn't heard of her either. Well, I kind of remember covering this once I saw it. But, here's what I did. So I Googled her and I hit images.
Yeah.
And there she was, 11 pictures in, buried behind 5 women and 6 dudes.
Okay.
That blonde right there, she's kind of hot, Frank.
Okay.
That gal right there, she's the face of the housing crisis industry,
Really?
right?
Huh.
No, though back then she was known as Rebecca Marioni, not Steele, which must mean she was probably in the witness protection program or something like that.
Okay. Okay, so Miss Steele here was the CEO of the Full Spectrum Lending Division at, are you ready?
Yeah.
Countrywide.
Oh God, they got the worst brand recognition in the industry. Country.
Barbie, let's go party.
No, God, please, no!
They're run by an orange guy. People who are orange who run things very divisive, Frank. Very divisive.
Anyway, under her leadership back then, she ran Countrywide's, get this, high-speed swim lane, or HSSL loan process, also known as Hustle.
You probably don't want a loan program known as Hustle,
I wonder if they
okay?
played that song doing the hustle. Do the hustle, right? Anyway, the Hustle program was known for its breakneck pace, okay, of loan underwriting.
That means fast, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so they could have picked a better acronym for this thing. Though Hustle is what works in markets like we have right now.
True.
So Hustle was known for fast underwriting.
Yeah.
The assumption being fast underwriting means more mistakes, more foreclosures. These are all stupid assumptions, but this is what it has to be.
Okay, so now we ask you, what in the heck is every mortgage company pushing today? I mean, virtually all of them.
But all of them, yep, you're
Pretty
right.
much all of them,
I know where
right?
you're going with this.
That 14-day close,
Yep.
fast underwriting.
Yep.
And if you are, trust me,
If
it's
you're offering
not
this,
original.
nope.
And if you don't, pretty much everyone else is.
Yeah, so you're
So
coming
you're
behind the
kind of
eight ball.
behind the 8 ball.
Yep.
And 14 days, mind you, with TRID.
Wow.
Man, at least back then it was only Countrywide, but today it's everybody.
Okay. So we once again praise fast turn times, but Rebecca reminds us just how horrible fast turn times can be. Yeah, insert
Insert-
sarcasm.
God damn it.
Rebecca reminds us just how horrible fast turn times could be.
Insert sarcasm here.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yes! What? He said,
horrible fast turn times can be.
so he said this when your brain no, it's not really.
Horrible fast turn times.
Oh, yeah, yes, he said the opposite. It's funny. Yeah, I get it.
Truth be told, she was just a front runner and made the underwriting process more efficient.
Okay, well now these guys have hired her.
Yeah,
This face of the housing crisis.
horrible person.
Okay, maybe she's good at what she did, but do you hire her?
I
I mean, Joseph Goebbels ran a better campaign than Karl Rove, and
Oh.
that's saying something, but it doesn't mean you hire the guy, right?
no. Well, in Steele's case, she was actually exonerated in the Court of Appeals. That's right. She was found innocent. That the government did not prove its case against her. Now, isn't that interesting?
It is.
Because when you Google who is the face of the housing crisis, guess who's the only result? Yeah, it's this poor Rebecca gal.
Frankly, I think it's a good hire.
Yeah, I do
Remember
too.
we said how soon we forget. It's how quick we can be to pass judgment, file lawsuits, and forget to follow the story the whole way through. We just forget because as we speak, there's still headlines that she's the face of the housing crisis, yet this is a person who was exonerated of all of her crimes.
Right, and here's really the point to take away from this. This is an industry that's quick to pass judgment right now.
True.
There's a whole bunch of rumors going around, and the rumor mill is stocked to the rim, guys.
Yeah.
We hear of layoffs at a company, and all the vulture headhunters and recruiters jump on their phones and blow up the phones of other companies' loan officers. By the way, they hate it when you do this. All of them absolutely hate it when you do this. Someone's pricing, is out of the market, and the same thing happens. Everyone's waiting to see who's going to go under because the market is going to chew up companies. We know that's going to happen. So here's a thought. As one of my friends in the Pacific Northwest told me, worry about yourself. Worry about your own company right now. Try to pick up market share, not more butts from companies you perceive to be wayward. Focus on what your company is doing right now, not what you think others are doing wrong. And if you do that, maybe you'll be the one making it through the hot market, not being the one having their loan officers picked off.
Feeling very zen right now, Brian.
Are you really?
Yeah, you really have put me in a new place. You guys have a great one, man. Leave us your comments down below. Forward, share, and subscribe. Catch you later here at the National Real Estate Post.
Later, skaters.